real quick, record. And through this amazing Herbalife opportunity, I've been able to, have a stable income as a full-time Herbalife health coach for the last 2 years. And it's been the most amazing journey. And these kind of conversations and these team calls are very, very important. And the reason why they're important, because you really get sucked into the Herbalife vortex, and you really get the kind of information needed to see if this is really something that you want to do. So today was the grand opening of one of our brand new nutrition clubs out here in California, and we were going up and we were telling our stories. And what I realized is this: for somebody to see if this is their opportunity for them, or if somebody wants to see exactly what they have to do to become successful, they get inspired by the stories. If you've ever went to a success training seminar or ever been on a call, you realize the thing that catches your mind is what somebody's story was. That's oh my God, I heard such and such a story, and it just motivated me to work harder. I didn't know that this was possible. You have to be, in a place to hear the stories, just to see what's possible. So specifically, what I do know is that I have some people that may not get on the call today, and they may listen to the recording, that are maybe brand new members or somebody interested in learning what the opportunity can do for them. And what the theme of today's call is going to be is the fact that anyone can do this. And we're talking about no matter what position that you're in, there's been somebody that's been in your exact same position that is massively successful with Herbalife. And if you don't really know anything about Herbalife, Herbalife is the #1 nutritional company in the world, in over 90 plus countries currently, peaking around 100 probably here in the next few years. We specialize in weight management. Excuse me. That is weight loss, weight gain, and maintenance. And what up, Rachel? Hey. And we are pretty much in a distribution network. So meaning that our products are not bought on shelves. They're not put in stores because they come attached with you. Something caught my throat. Oatmeal I was eating caught in my throat. Drink some of this Herbalife beverage mix. My favorite product, by the way. I don't know what your favorite product is, but my favorite product is this here, Peach Mango Herbalife beverage mix. But what we're going to do today, and what I'm going to talk to you all today about, is H3O. That's Orlando's favorite. It got to be, because I don't know nobody else who drinks H3O as much as him. He came up with like new creations I never even seen with H3O, popsicles and stuff. It's crazy. But what I want to do with you all is share a few stories with you all today, and in hopes that you kind of get the gist of the fact that whoever you are, that you can do this and become massively successful as well. And the first story that I want to, tell you guys, and they're going to be quick. They're not going to be like I'm sitting here drowning you guys out. But just to let you know about my story specifically, where I came from and where I'm at right now. And my story is, I've been living in California for 3 years now. I'm from Southeast Wisconsin, and I moved to Southern California with the hopes and dreams of finding something better for my life. I had no plan. I had no stable job, and I just wanted something better. And I moved to California, and I literally was struggling like right away. It's the cost of living. Yes, that has something to do with it, but it was the fact that to where I moved at, I didn't have a whole lot of opportunity, because lo and behold, the place that I was in had filed for bankruptcy, so there weren't that many jobs. So long story short, I was in the library one day, and I realized that, in order for me to stay in California, I was going to need to get a desk job. I wasn't too fond about it. I didn't move to California to get a desk job, but I do have a college degree and to survive, and so I didn't have to go back home. I decided that I was like, I'm going to just get a desk job. Didn't want to do it, but I was like, okay, whatever. And I was in the library printing out my resume, and as I was leaving, a guy was walking in with a shirt that said health coach, and he stopped me. And this is the part of the story that you all have to take if you don't take nothing out of this. Somebody stopped me and talked to me. Somebody saw me out in public, and they thought I would be a good health coach in their organization, and they stopped me and they shared the opportunity with me. That guy, by the way, His name is Super Mario McKinley, now President's Team member on his way to first cut 15K President's Team. If you don't know what that is, just know he's in the top 1% of the company, and he's very, very highly respected. So this person, stopped me for just like 10 minutes and talked to me and showed me some things on Instagram and whatnot. And I took the opportunity, kind of ran with the opportunity, and I understood that you can be successful as you want, as fast as you want. I didn't know anybody in my area. I was brand new, so I didn't have a circle of influence around me. I knew people from online and social media. That's my biggest, social media was my biggest audience. So I just went to social media. I made supervisor my first month, earned an extra $1,600 my first month. And what that meant to me was that I could now stay in California. I didn't have to go, back home and be living with my mom again. I could pay my own bills and whatnot. Fast forward 3 years later, minimum $5,000 every month with Herbalife for the last year and a half, and we're looking to increase that. So the moral of the story is I'm just a person who came from a situation and just wanted to do better, and I jumped. I took a chance. Sometimes in life you just have to take chances and never really know where you're going to land. So that's what I did. Now, I want to tell you guys about Kenny and Sarah. Kenny and Sarah live out here in Southern California as well. They live in the same neighborhood. They come from a background of Kenny's a barber, and Sarah I think she worked at she worked at a restaurant. Okay, so they weren't making a whole lot of money, but what Sarah wanted to do was Sarah wanted to just lose 15 pounds. Neither one of them were interested in the business, and Kenny, the husband, was not wanting to do anything like that. He didn't believe in multi-level marketing. He was a barber. He heard all the stories about it, and she was adamant about wanting to lose weight. She said, do this with me and just prove me wrong. So the first month in the biz, or first month as customers, she lost 15 pounds. He lost 30 pounds. And from then on, they were actually hooked on the products. And what they said today during their story, they told their story today, which is why I chose them. They were really, you guys know, if you guys look at Top Volume, you see Kenny and Sarah like pretty much number one every single month, right? And if you don't know the background, when they first were members, they weren't doing anything. Their volume was really, really low. They were barely buying products for themselves. And Kenny was like, well, if we're going to do this for real, we have to do it for real. Let's start going to the events. And once they started going, they went to their first success training seminar where they sat VIP, and they got the most inspiration in the world. And all of a sudden, you guys see Kenny and Sarah, 7,500 volume points already. They just flew past their last and final cut of Global Expansion Team. So now they're part of the top achievers in the business. And all it came from was a lady wanted to lose 10 pounds. And 2 years later, their Global Expansion Team, last month, they said they made $6,300 with Herbalife last month. And that's around. Kenny's still a barber, and Sarah runs their nutrition club. They decided they wanted to open up a nutrition club. And once they opened up a nutrition club, I tell you guys, that's when they really started cranking out volume, because they had an event. They had something to invite somebody to every day. Next person I'll touch bases with is really, really for like the moms and the people with kids. A lady by the name of Christy Burnham. She does not live in California. She lives on the East Coast in Virginia. She's somebody who her and her organization and her team, I've really grown fond of them, only because I'm in a particular situation. She has a lot of kids, and she's like a stay-at-home mom. And for people who think that there's nothing really to do, or you can't do this because you have kids, I'll tell you guys this. Christy Burnham has started the business with 3 kids under 3 years old. Stay-at-home mom, so her time was very, very limited. She said she only did the business aspect of Herbalife on nights after 9 o'clock and on weekends when the kids were with the grandparents. So her time was like literally like minuscule to what some of us have. And in 2 years from doing that, she always went to events. She never missed events. She was always on the calls, and she was always of contribution. And 2 years later, which is her second year in the business, Garen Jones' third year in the business, she hit Millionaires Team in 2 years. from being consistent. And what she did was she didn't open up a club or anything like that. She did everything from her house, from her kitchen table. She'll tell you she makes has a six-figure income from her kitchen table, just inviting people over and sharing what she did. That's all she did on a daily basis. Last month, she went through her second cut of 7,500 millionaire team, which means that her team is doing 750,000 royalty points per month, which means they're almost doing they're well over $1 million in business a year. So her income last month was just over $20,000, and this is for a stay-at-home mom who only worked the business on nights and weekends from her kitchen table. Weekend meetings throughout the week, set up times to where people just can come meet her on Saturdays and Sundays. And she also didn't have an interest in the business. She did it as a hobby. It was something just for her to do as a mom. And then she saw the business opportunity. Garen sat down and explained it to her. And all of a sudden, 3 years later, she's about to be in her first cut of President's Team, which is crazy. But it's possible. You know, having kids is definitely not an excuse. And that is another avenue for you to pursue. So the next story I'll tell you, and these last two may be the most inspiring, because I know a lot of people kind of feel like people come in this business already knowing a lot of people, or they feel like people come into this business in a good space in their life. Well, these next two people, which are my upline President's Team members, came into the business both at probably the lowest point of their life. My direct sponsor, Super Mario McKinley, came into the business as an alcoholic, and he had just got out of jail. So he was on house arrest. He couldn't go anywhere, but he hit supervisor from being in his living room. But how he got interested into the business, because he's looking online and he saw people that were doing things with their life. How many times have you looked and you've seen somebody either on TV or somebody on social media living the kind of life that you would love to live, and you wish you could just be like, hey, what are you doing? Because I would love to have, live my life that way. So what he did was he saw Garen Jones, and he saw them on a promotion. He just called them and was like, listen, what do you guys, what are you doing? I need to change my life. Garen Jones shared an opportunity with him, and from day one, Super saw the opportunity and went full force. Mind you, somebody who does not have a college education, somebody who was in and out of jail, somebody who was an alcoholic, just made a decision. He showed up and he decided that he was going to qualify for everything. 2 years later, he's President's Team. And mind you, this guy went from being on unemployment to $24,000 a month in 2 years. And he has been making $24,000 a month for the last year. So for me, and then I know these numbers may sound far-fetched to some people, but trust and believe, I'm only giving you stories of people that I know, that I see on a daily basis and talk to. So I know that these numbers are very factual, just because I know what's possible and I actually am around these people. I know Super, he shows me in Terrence's check every month. He's like, look, here it is again. Here it is again. And when he reaches 15K, his income will be upwards of $30,000 a month. And all he did was share the opportunity with a bunch of people, have a big vision, and never strayed from the vision, no matter who or what people said about him or the opportunity. He just said, you know what? If you say I can do this with this opportunity, I'm going to find out for myself. 2 years President's Team. It'll be 3 years. He'll be 15K President's Team. And I can't wait, because we all get to be a part of that, of a 15K President's Team organization. It's something to really hang your hat on. And then the last person, obviously, if you don't know who Garen Jones is, he is Super's sponsor. And I think he may have the most peculiar story, because he went through a lot in his life. He went through a period of his life where he had pretty much a high and a low. And his low was a lot lower than my low. I was struggling, but he was living out of his car. He had a few dollars to his name, and he was in serious debt. If you don't know, he's a father that doesn't get to see his daughter because of decisions that he's made. So he was in a very, very bad spot. And one day, somebody, just happened to give him an opportunity. And he said no, of course. But he realized through a series of events that he calls, pretty much fate. Somebody told him, change your mindset, change your life. And that's somehow stuck with him forever. And he decided that he was going to take any and every opportunity that was presented to him. And, he was going to run with it. So the Herbalife opportunity was presented to him. And what happened was he came into a place, an event, and people were cheering for him. He didn't do anything. He just, had, half a canister of a shake mix, and people were cheering for him because he was a new client. And he said that's something that never happened to him before. And I can vouch for that sometimes some of us don't really have strong ties and connections with family. We don't have a lot of friends. And whether it was because you moved around a lot or you burned a lot of bridges or whatever the case may be, some of us have backgrounds to where we don't have huge followings and families. So he never had that aspect in his life that he wanted. And then when he came into Herbalife, he got family. He got people who were super inspired to just be around him and help him grow. And this guy was homeless doing Herbalife. And when I tell you homeless doing Herbalife, I mean he's sleeping in restaurants that were 24 hours. He's, whenever, the day is, he's out during the day talking to as many people as possible. And, in 6 months, he starts making $5,000 with Herbalife, just by sharing the opportunity of health and wealth. A year later, he's press team. 2 years later, 20K press team. 3 years later, 30K press team. And what 30K press team is this? I will tell you guys. It's a lifestyle that's unfathomable. When I first started a company, they showed me Garen Jones's income. They showed me his before and after photos because this is a result-based company. I saw his pictures. And I was like, oh, he looks pretty decent. And then I talked to him. He really didn't know nothing much about the products. He really didn't know much about, I guess, working out, period. All he knew was the products worked. It was an awesome business opportunity, and you can create the lifestyle of your dreams. And he said he was just inspired off of that. Fast forward. Last month, Garen made $111,000. Had to give a pause for that. Because imagine this. Imagine waking up on the 15th of the month and you get a notification or you check your bank account and Herbalife deposited $100,000 in your account. And then on the 20th, you get your bonus. Press team bonus. So Garen's looking at a hefty amount of money, right? So what I can tell you guys is this. Each and every one of you on this call, whether you be a member, whether you don't be a member, whether you're a supervisor, whether you're a senior consultant, you have the same exact opportunity. I just told you guys 5 different stories of 5 completely different people who are all going to the same place. This marketing plan is the most fair marketing plan you will ever find, because most people, when you're looking at a multi-level marketing plan, you're looking at something that has a ceiling that says you have to recruit a certain amount of people to be successful. Everybody says, listen, you are going to get rewarded for your hard work no matter what it is. Some of us, take our time and baby step with the opportunity. Some of us dive in. I'll tell you guys, when I first started the business, I was like, listen, I told him, I said, I'm getting a press team in 2 years. That was my vision. Global expansion team in 11 months, start earning $5,000, quit my job after 7 months because I had a vision. I'm not telling anybody to do that. I'm just telling you what I did. because there's no way that I can hear all these stories about people being successful and I choose to not. I choose to go left because I want to be comfortable. I'll tell you guys, I was listening to Grant Cardone, and what he says is what most people tend to do in life is just enough to make it seem like they're working. But not enough people are willing to work hard enough to the point that they may fail because they are scared of failure. And when you think about it, how many people do you see that are talking about, I'm working 2 or 3 jobs, I'm grinding? Or how many times you see somebody talk, post for, a day, or you see them talk about Herbalife for a couple of days out of the week, and they're saying that they're trying. That is what he's talking about. You're operating inside of the box. If you listen to that Grant Cardone piece that I just put, the very first one, to where or the last one I put, how to avoid negative people, he says, make yourself so busy that negative people don't even cross your path, that you don't even notice the negativity. And I think that's what I personally did, because I know there are certain people who have stories and situations of running into people who have something bad to say about Herbalife or trying to challenge the products. Listen, I may have had that. I don't know. But I've had my head down and I'm like, I'm going. I'm making myself so busy on a daily basis that I can't even see any negativity. All I see is the end of the road. And we gonna get there. We gonna get there as long as we keep trying. So the thing is, if you feel like you're working, ask yourself, at the end of the day, what did you do to actually give yourself the best opportunity to live out your dreams? Because everybody deserves it. Some of us are just so conditioned to believe that we're okay with living paycheck to paycheck. Some of us are so conditioned to be used to that. And I think that's so unfair. And I'm so glad that an opportunity like Herbalife is telling us to dream big again. Some of us can't even imagine making $7,000 a month. It may sound crazy because of the big numbers that we just thrown out, but let's just say $7,000 a month, $150,000 a year, doctor type salaries. Some of us can't even fathom making that amount of income, but you come into Herbalife and they say, listen, as fast as you want to start making $5, $10, $15, $20,000 a month, you can. And you can't tell me it's not worth it. There's nothing about this opportunity that's not worth it. So I guess everybody has a question. Well, what do I do to get to where they got to? What are the keys to success? What's the major key? I'm going to give you guys some major keys right now. Shout out to DJ Khaled. I'm going to give you guys major keys of success right now. Easiest thing. Get a product result. That's going to inspire you and make you believe that the company really works. 2, get to the spot. The most important thing, get to the spot. When I say the spot is a call like this. The spot is your monthly success training seminars. The spot is quarterly events. The spot, just get to the spot. And the last thing, get somebody else to the spot. That's all you need to do. I'm not telling you guys to deep research products. I'm not telling you guys to go hand out 1 million flyers. I'm not telling you guys you got to be the most ripped up person in the world. I'm not telling you anything except for the fact that all you got to do is get inspired by taking the products, get to an event, and bring somebody with you. Because people are operating out of inspiration. You want to know the most successful people in this business, one trait that they have in common? They're massively inspired. I know there's a few people on this call, when they get massively inspired, amazing things happen. Rachel laughing because she one of them. When she get inspired, you see Rachel name everywhere, doing everything. Model searches, everything. We see Rachel name every day when she's inspired. I remember when Leslie was inspired. Y'all don't remember this. This was a while ago before Leslie left us. Yeah, you. Just put the camera on you. Yeah, Rachel, we remember the videos every day. We remember. But Leslie, I remember when Leslie hit supervisor, she did a couple of thousand volume points that month because she was inspired. All it is anything in life that you are really inspired to do and that you truthfully really believe in, you are really going to do whatever it takes to make sure that that happens. If you see your favorite artist is coming to your town, you will do everything in your power to get to that concert. If you have a favorite food, you're going to make sure you eat that favorite food as much as possible. Anything that you truthfully like and believe in is something that you're going to put above other things. So if this opportunity is something that you truthfully really believe in, you have to put it on a high pedestal. And the only reason why I can say that about this, sometimes I get hesitant about telling people to, look at Herbalife at its importance, is because I don't really like to request of people to do anything. The best thing about this company is the fact that people can make up their own decisions and make up their own minds. But I truthfully would tell you guys, it's so worth it. You tell me your family don't deserve you living a better lifestyle, a higher class lifestyle. Last thing that I'll say, because I want to actually ask a question to somebody on the call, but I told you guys I've been listening to a lot of personal development, a lot of Grant Cardone, and a lot of things that he says to me. It makes me think of things in a different aspect, in a different light. And what he was saying yesterday, when I was listening to the 10X Rule, plug. If you don't have the 10X Rule audiobook, get it. It's well worth it. Listen to it every day. It will change your course of life. No matter what you do, even if you don't do Herbalife, you should really be somebody who is into personal development. So he was saying most people are really conditioned to live the middle class lifestyle, the blue collar lifestyle, just because that is what people see as wealth, maybe. But he was saying that the upper 1% of the world controls 95% of the wealth in the world. So there's only 1% of the world that's really control of trillions and trillions of dollars. And most of us are aiming to not get to that area. But I believe it's because most of us just don't know. I'm going to tell you guys, I know Adrian and Fred aren't on the call, but I asked them because I know they're graduating college. I asked them, listen, what do you want to do with your life? When is the last time you looked at your current situation and says, can I do this for the rest of my life? The job you have now, look at it. Do you want to do that for the rest of your life? And if the answer is no, the next question has to be, what are you doing to ensure that you aren't going to be doing that for the rest of your life? And if the answer is nothing, then that means you have to go find an opportunity somewhere and do something that is going to ensure that you don't have to be that, factory worker or the social worker or the clerk or whatever it is that you don't like doing. You have to put a plan to action to get out of that, or it's not just going to naturally happen by itself. I mean, I encourage everybody. Some of us are so young that I don't think we think about the future. We think we're just going to take it day by day. But if you can honestly sit back and look at yourself and say, the job I'm going to tomorrow on Monday, I can see myself doing that for the next 30 years. If you cannot see yourself doing that, then this opportunity right here, that's only going to come around. There's not ever going to be an opportunity like this. I've done a lot of jobs, researched a lot of things, and this is one of those things that I just don't see coming around again in our lifetime. Not working no more Christmas. Ain't nobody working on Christmas, man. Ain't no working. We got to get out of there. I'm telling you guys personally, for 2 years, I have not had to clock in and call anybody else a boss. For 2 years, I've been able to travel freely. For 2 years, I've been able to literally get up and do whatever I want. And this is the opportunity that everybody on this call has. And you know how you guys get there fast? You get there fast by bringing people. One thing I noticed this month, we have already tripled the new members in this month that we have had in the last 6 months. There's been triple the new members, and I think as people are starting to get the idea of how you grow in this business. And I believe right now, Kylie and Orlando have I think it's like 6 new members this month already. Something crazy. I get a new member post every day, I think it feels like. So what I want to do is I want to allow them the chance to speak and let us know why. Well, no, this is what we're going to do. How you guys got 7 new members. Orlando's outside delivering some products probably. Oh, delivering the package. Of course he is. Why wouldn't he be? But okay, well, I'll give them a few seconds. But what I'll do is just lead in and give them a little bit of edification. And the only reason I'm having them speak is because I've seen them. They've really took on massive action as far as what I told them about bringing in new people, because this is the thing. You can only go so far in this business by yourself before you burn yourself out trying to do volume. And for you people that are looking for the supervisor 50% level, how to get there and stay there, it's 2,500 volume points, right? And I want you guys to not think of doing 2,500 volume points by yourself. Imagine this. Orlando and Kylie, or anybody, imagine you sign up 5 people. 5 people who you get to senior consultant. Your 2,500 is pretty much done without you having to do anything. How easy would it be to hit 2,500 then? Sign somebody up, help them get to senior consultant because they probably have a whole lot of people that are interested. They get a discount increase. You get your 2,500. It all works out so simple. It's all about who you're bringing to the opportunity. And I really want them to tell you guys the direction that they're heading in. I really want them to tell you guys why they're recruiting so many people, and now why it's become easier to recruit people, and really what's changed for them in the business the most. And then, because y'all know, the way that they signing up new people, they might be looking at a couple pin changes here in the next month. But Kylie, you can speak. You ain't got to wait on Orlando. I want you just because we got to hear the woman anyways, because woman controls everything anyways. That's what I found out. Women control the world. That's what Beyonce told me. So I'm going to let you go ahead. Oh, there he is, fresh off a delivery.
What up?
What are you talking about?
So he was talking about us getting new members because we just hit 7, and shout out to a person named Keezy on here, Dustin Keezy. He played college basketball with Orlando. And is finally ready. So super excited that he's on the call. So I guess basically, as far as members, we started really, really introducing it hardcore to every person when we did our 21-day challenge in November that I always reference back to, because that was kind of our breakthrough point of when the volume was really getting consistent and the new people and the membership. So basically with the membership, it was kind of timing with a few people once they were finally ready. But we really, really express right away after people do their first order that we don't want people paying retail forever. So a lot of people that we've gotten lately, we bring up, because most people are getting like on $200 plans. So to talk to them right away about the promotion up to 35%. We've had a ton of people doing that in the past few months because a lot of people, how do I say it? A lot of people have a few other people interested. So we kind of talk to people about getting 2 or 3 people in the doing products too, with people asking at work. A lot of people have simply been using the products at work, and a lot of people are asking. So when we tell people how easy it is to get to 500 and what it would take to do that, and sitting down with them and breaking it down, has really made it seem simple for people. So when they see the 35% off, and then, yes. So kind of just by doing that, and a lot of people that we're talking more about the income piece that we weren't necessarily doing as much before, and kind of opening people's eyes to that. We do have trouble getting people to the event. So That's one thing we have been lacking on just because it is 3 hours away. So it is a big thing for people, but we've been bringing members to them now, like Alyssa and Sam's going to his first one this weekend. So we're really excited for that. But just kind of opening the eye or opening the vision to people, getting people on the calls. I don't know. Do you have anything you want to say?
How to get members?
Well, just because we just got 7 new members in high volume stuff.
Okay. I guess I can just quickly kind of talk about this, the husband and wife that I just spoke to right now that I just delivered their order. Just because we are kind of focusing more on building a team and getting members, the conversation that I have all the time now, like Kylie kind of said, is I basically, kind of explain to them how much they paid for the products, and then I tell them how much money I made or we made off of their order, just to kind of so that they can see. And he's like, it's funny because the guy, his name's Jordan, he will be a member, so you guys will see him soon. And he was like, "Oh man, you probably made bank off of me, huh?" And I was like, so I counted his order. I said, "Okay, I probably made about $50." I'm like, "You can do the same." I was like, "You see, I just brought you these products, to your car. Your wife's sitting here. This, it wasn't anything too tough." And then I kind of just went right there on the spot. I just kind of told them that, you sign up, you get a 25% discount, and then you also get a 25% commission. So you'll get 25% of, whatever order, if someone orders through you. And that, obviously that's, that's simple. We all know that. But it's just a matter of just finding a way to bring it up right away and just kind of relate to them as far as like what you just did for them, they can do for someone else. So we started off by, he was saying his brother was interested in trying Herbalife. And I told him like, "Ooh, great." And this is just me joking. And I was like, cool. I'm like, cool. So refer him to me so I can get, that 50% commission. And he was like, "Well, wait." So he already threw back to me. He's like, "Well, if I do it, don't I get 25%? And I was like, "Yep." I was like, don't wait. I was like, "I'll find them and I'll sign them up. So who wants the commission?" Just kind of joking with them to let them know that it's possible. Now, each person is going to be different as far as the conversation that you give, to them. But I guess that's really all I have.
Yeah, I have another thing that made me think of. So we've had a lot of people like within our first year of doing the business, a lot of people like, "Well, we don't want to do what you guys do." And just because we're involved in events and having shake parties at our house, a lot of people think it's a lot of work. And when we make it sound so natural, like example for my mom, she's now sent us 4 referrals. She still doesn't want to sign up. So one thing when we were in Utah, we had talked to Corey White, which I don't know if anyone met him. He's like a super humble guy. I've never even seen much about him on Facebook. So he was talking to us kind of with what he does with getting members and people that don't really want to do the business piece yet. He'll have them send him referrals and then have them order under that person. And then he'll coach the other people until that member gets to 50%. And he says he'll coach their referrals all the way up. And he does this white envelope thing to where the commission and profit he makes off their referrals, he puts it in a white envelope and gives it to them. Some people see it and they're kind of like, "Oh, wow, you just made $100 off those 2 people I sent you." So that's something that I wanted to kind of do with my mom to kind of open her eyes to that. I still don't think she'll want to sign up, which is fine. But that's something we wanted to do like with his uncle, who is now a member too, and he actually got up to 35% from a few people. But he wants to get his full results before he does anything. So he kind of has people waiting on him, but just kind of simplifying it for people and making it sound as easy as it is has really helped with a lot of people we've gotten recently.
And one last thing, can you tell the people how much you guys made with Herbalife in last month?
Okay, I'm going to say this piece because I actually was going to share it in the Avenger chat. I'm going to try not cry right now. So one of my goals with our Herbalife check, just a sec. One of my goals was for our check to equal our rent here in this building. So Sorry, I'm crying. I don't usually get emotional. So that was my goal. And my job's been really, really hard on me lately. And the reason I haven't quit yet, to be honest, is I'd screw over my coworkers. Because with my job in child protection, if I quit, my caseload would be divvied out to everyone there. So I just can't do that to my coworkers right now. And that's the reason I didn't quit this last week. So anyways, when we got our check, Orlando had pulled it up on his phone because we still get the physical check in the mail because it's cool to get. So we don't do the direct deposit piece yet. So Orlando was sitting on the chair. I was actually texting Kylie because she was telling me her check had tripled from the last month. So we were super excited. And Orlando was like, oh my God. And he walks out of the apartment. I had no idea he was even looking at it. But I was like, what the heck? So he comes back in and he's like, look at our check. So our check was, what we got from Herbalife last month was $1,200.
That's probably retail.
Yeah. So our check was $1,200. So that was, my goal was for it to be over 1,000. So I got it and I instantly started crying because you hear all this stuff of how it's true and what people are making, but when it happens to you and you get that, and it's like every time all this week when I was driving, I get like this overexcitement, like just whatever, and knowing that it's going to be going up and that I will not work another Christmas and I want to quit by this summer and all this. And so total with retail, we probably made around like $2,500 total last month. So sorry for getting emotional, but it was like super exciting for me, and I'm just super excited because we're making this possible and we're growing. So yeah.
Oh, never apologize for the emotions, because the emotions is what is going to make somebody else be inspired to go do the same thing. That's why I really just wanted you guys to hear somebody else's story, because you hear about people that you don't really know. But then you hear somebody that we have watched grow in our own organization and things like that start to happen. I mean, who could use an extra $1,000 a month selling some amazing products to people? I know I'll take an extra $1,000. And it's more than possible. I mean, they just told you. All they do is explain to people about the business. And I'll tell you guys, like, when you see this high volume, and like Kenny and Sarah are at 7,500 volume points, I'll tell you guys, personally purchase Kenny and Sarah at 1,200 personally purchase volume points right now. That means they have a team of members that are about 6,000 volume points. That is people they signed up, people who are not yet supervisors, and they're doing this thing along with them. I'm telling you all, if you choose to want to take the opportunity to be great, have yourself an emotional breakdown when that check hit the mail. I'm going to tell y'all, I'm going to cry when I get my first millionaire team check. I'm going to cry. I already know, because I know it's going to be like $9,000, $10,000, and I might pass out. One of the two is going to happen. I'm either pass out, I'm going to cry, or I might do both. But I'll tell y'all when I wake up how the experience was for me, and it's nothing but showing you all this is the opportunity that each and every one of us have. Where else do you know an opportunity to where you can be happy helping people and you can earn an income that'll pay your rent, aside from the job that you go to every day? This is not fake. This is not a fallacy. This is real life for anybody who wants to take on the opportunity. So with that being said, anybody have any questions, comments, concerns, or remarks about today's call, please feel free to unmute yourself. If not, we're going to call it a night.
Appreciate everybody's share, and I'm super excited to see so many people on the call. I'm excited about the growth. So proud of you guys, Kylie and Orlando. It's been exciting watching you guys grow. And I'm getting ready to post my new, I don't even know, Stephen, I don't even know what you call it, where you break down I guess it's your 2,500 house. So that's, keep on tracking that. So I encourage you guys to do that, but appreciate the consistency in the call.
For sure. Thank you, Rachel. Got her full royalties this month. You better get that whole check, girl. Get the whole thing. So anybody else with anything?
I'm just excited because I missed last month's event, and so this month I will be flying to Chicago with Kylie and Orlando and meeting the rest of the team down there. So excited to get back to my event for 2016 and start that grind. But I will be world team this month as well. So that's my other pin change.
I heard you was gonna be world team by the event. That's what I remember.
That is by Friday.
All right, girl, let's get it then. That reminds me too. We might have to just get an Herbalife van to drive from Green Bay to Chicago to fill up the van, charge everybody $10, and you're gonna be all. Hey, I'm telling you, that van from Wisconsin to Chicago might have to happen. Because I know you guys, DeAndre, how many people you got going to Success Training Seminar this weekend?
Right now, 3. I've got 5 committed, but 3 confirmed at this point.
And that's how you grow. Getting people to the spot. Taking over, you better believe it. We ain't got no choice. We all get the opportunity to have this amazing lifestyle. And all we got to do is just the little things that they tell us to do. That's it. So anybody else with anything that they would like to share, comments, concerns, questions before we get out of here? Y'all done got me excited to go do some volume when I get off here. Nobody. Mariah, what's up, Mariah? How you doing? Don't give me that wave. You better smile. All right. Nobody has anything. I will go ahead and unmute all.
Good night.
Good night,
Good night,
everybody.
Peace.
Peace.
Big Sam got a shirt on today.
Yeah, buddy.
Sam,
Always got a hit on me. Always got a hit.
Sean was just saying, oh no, oh yeah, there you are. How he loves how Sam just chills there in his white beater all the time, just relaxing, arm up.
Yo, that's the way to do it.
Sam might be the coolest person in the world. I really believe it. He really might. I might have found somebody cooler than me. All right, you all. Have a good night.
All right, peace.
Bye.
Peace.